on. Come on in.
Back there, maybe some of our guys would have made it. I thought a pilgrim like you was supposed to run like a fucking gazelle.
Barney, shut up!
What? If he'd have made it in time to help, we'd be having a party, not a wake. In case you change your mind.
It's been a long wait to get here. With its announcement in 2018 and the delay in December of 2021, we've waited 5 years to get to this point, but we're finally here, and god damn it, I'm gonna talk about it. You know, if you haven't read the title and if you're not looking at the video, I mean, we're talking about Dying Light, you know, simple Kum Sesh rules as always. Just gonna get into it. You already know how the fuck this works probably by this point. So if you don't, go check out the other Kum Sesh videos. So yeah, Dying Light 2 is, I mean, it's basically the first game. Things have been changed a little bit here and there, and some for better, some for worse. I'm gonna start with some negatives, I guess, things I don't like. Alright, and then we'll get to some stuff I like, and then we'll get to some other stuff, some other little, like, whatever issues, I guess, that happen to me personally. I don't think they're a problem for everyone else, but for sure for me, these are things that were kind of weird and funky, and I'll show it off. But so to start, I'm really not a fan of how they're structuring it. The way you have to have certain stats or certain amount of stamina or whatever to do things, to climb certain structures. You can cheese it if you have, like, or not cheese it, but you can do it, right? If you're good enough and you time everything perfectly, you can do it with a little bit less stamina than you should be doing it. But most of the time, you're just gonna have to have the right amount of stamina. If not, you're not doing anything. And I kind of hate that. I hate that in, like, anything really. Like, just the fact that you're walling off areas or walling off progression because I don't have the sufficient stats is just I don't know. I hate that. I prefer to be traversing the game and doing the things in the game based off of my skills alone, and maybe help with the help of some skills that I haven't learned, right? But that shouldn't wall me off from doing the thing. It should just make doing the task easier, right? That's what I think. That's how I feel, right? If I were making the game, I don't know shit about making the games, right? But, like, it should be like, it should be tough, should be doable though, with the, you know, basic skills, with the starting set, whatever. You should be able to do really anything. The thing that, like, getting other skills, the incentive for getting other skills is just the fact that things are going to be easier, not that you have to do it to do this. You know what I mean? That's just, you know, me, and that's one of the main issues I have. It's not too bad because, like, I mean, just going around doing things, you're gonna find, you know, your upgrades, and you're gonna get experience. It's just really slow though. So that's the thing that I'm not a fan of. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe in the first game, everything was just experience based. There was no like item that you picked up that gave you like a skill point so that you could upgrade your stamina or your health. It was just a skill tree, and you just put points into the things you wanted to raise, right? So this game decided to give you an item, a collectible to pick up, whatever, that raises your can raise your stamina or your health. Now, for me, it's like, what the fuck? Okay, you know, I'll accept it, right? But like, if you're me, you're just gonna go for the stamina because you want to run longer, you want to fight longer, you want to, you know, just be able to traverse the world without getting tired and without, falling to your death because you couldn't fucking climb something, you know? So all of the upgrades that I've been getting have been going straight to stamina, and I've only spared one for health. It's stupid. Like, I mean, I don't know. To me, that's dumb, right? Because it makes it completely pointless. I mean, I've gone 13 hours with only one health upgrade, and I've been okay so far. I mean, I've died a couple times, but I mean, you know, that's just, I'm gonna chalk that up to me just being bad at the game. But yeah, no, that's, I don't know. I feel like that was kind of pointless, a pointless thing to change. It gives it a little bit more, thought to whether you want to live for or make more mistakes, or just, duke it out for longer, run for longer, do all that stuff for longer. Well, actually, running isn't attached to stamina, so that's good. But, everything else is. Right? And getting experience is extremely slow. Like, even doing side missions and missions, you still get it at a snail's pace. It's awful. I'm not sure if you get something later on, or like there's like I know that you get XP boosts at night, but it seems very like minor. It doesn't add up at all, really. From like what I was experiencing, I don't know. It took a while. I'm not even halfway done through the skill tree, but I'm also not even halfway done through the game, so that's, I don't know. You could take that as you want. But I have been grinding. I have been doing, like, I've just been running at night and doing, side missions and doing the time trials, and it's like, it's not really adding up. Melee experience is even worse, because I mean, I've gotten even less for that, and I'm not sure if it's just because I'm leveling my stamina more or what, but yeah, that the whole leveling system is fucked, I think. It's like, to me, right? I might just be doing it wrong. I might just not know what the fuck I'm talking about. I might be fine. That being said, I don't have any problems playing the game, right? Like, I would just like to be able to do those things that are on my skill tree, but like, even not having all those things that I want, I'm still doing perfectly fine. I'm still, running like a motherfucker and getting to point A to point B fast as fuck. Like, I love it, right? It's great. The parkour and all that, it's a flow state. It's great. It's the same as the first game, right? Maybe a little bit better, a little bit smoother, but it's always been really good, right, since the first game. So there's no difference here in terms of like how good it feels. They've added other obstacles and stuff, such as like balancing or like, I guess, a seesaw type platform, where like you go on one side and it like the other side lifts up and you have to run across it, and then that way you can sort of reach other places, stuff like that. The monkey bars are like a nice addition. The ropes are a nice addition. They just took what was in the first game and made it better, and then added onto it in terms of the parkour system. It's really good. Combat, though, I don't know if it's just because it's on the PS5 controller. It probably is, but just it feels awful. It feels god awful. Like I don't know. Like I guess if there were different resistances on the triggers for different weapons and stuff, then it'd be fine. But it's the same resistance for every weapon, and it just feels like your controller's broken. Like, it just feels weird. I don't know. And then other than that, it's really basic combat. You just smack things until they die. You don't get the charge attack until later. So it's just, like I said, it's basically everything you learned from the first game, you're gonna have to relearn. And the excuse for it or whatever is, well, you're weak because you were infected. So now you have to build up your strength again. So it's like, okay, it's fine. It's a fine explanation, but it's just, you know, it's whatever. The story is kind of whatever. I mean, the first one was whatever to begin with, but I love Haran, right? I loved Haran. I loved the slums. I loved the you know, the richer part of Haran. Like that whole map and you know, some of the characters were like, okay, you know, they weren't terrible. The villain was at least in the game for most of it, you know. In this game, there's like no fucking villain. Like, it's just people and like people not trusting each other. This guy named Waltz is fucking mentioned for like all of 15 minutes in the beginning, more or less, and then there's nothing. You know, you're just fucking running around, whatever. I don't even know the fucking name of the area in this game, but you're just running around and doing things for people that don't trust each other, and that's it. And like the boss fights are just like whatever. Nobody dies. You just unless you fight people from the peacekeepers. You know, you fight people from the whatever, the Commonwealth, whatever the fuck, the survivors, right? Like, they don't die. You just beat the shit out of them, and then they get back up, and they're like, okay, I guess I'm gonna call my shit now. Like, it's so fucking stupid. I don't know. It's just, I don't understand. Like, we're talking about all these like decisions that were gonna matter. That's another thing. Decisions don't matter all that much. It's either I fight you now or I don't, right? And that's all it is. And most of the time you're gonna fight somebody anyway, you know. But that's the nature of these choices in games, right? Like, you normally always have that, like, oh well, it didn't matter, I was gonna fight you anyway. The infected, like, okay, see, that's another thing, that's another problem. So your main enemy type is people, right? And that sounds like an interesting idea, but it's just annoying because unlike infected, people can block your attacks and they'll just sit there and block or dodge forever, and then some other asshole on the other side of the screen, on the other side of the roof, or on another roof entirely, is throwing shit at you and you're taking damage, you know. Yeah, granted, you can parry, and like later you unlock an ability to like knock shit out of the air after it's thrown at you, but I mean, in the beginning of the game, it's annoying. The first like 2-3 hours of the game, you're just left to the mercy of the game when it comes to fighting people. Fighting infected is laughably easy. Even some of the special infected. The only times it's tough is when you're in like dark zones or like the GRE units, and there's like a volatile in there, like an actual volatile. See, that's the thing too, volatiles aren't like just out in the open, so like night chases aren't the same like palm sweating, like, holy shit, I gotta get the hell out of here. Or, you know, it's exhilarating to just aggro one, run around a little bit so you can gain XP and then go to like a safe zone so you cash in, right? Sort of. You don't do that anymore because volatiles aren't even outside. They're like indoors most of the time. It's a weird decision, you know. And then they're trying to make it interesting. Maybe volatiles come out if you get the chase meter high enough, but there's a chase meter, right? But like, I don't know what the purpose serves other than maybe gaining your XP faster the higher the chase meter goes, a la Need for Speed Heat or whatever. The one that was kind of recent, I think it was Heat. Anyway, so that's how you gain like more experience and stuff faster. But it's like, you have to, in order to even start that, you have to go to ground level, get one of the howlers to see you, and then you have to get chased. But then I personally have never gotten it anywhere above the first bar, so I don't know what the hell that's about. Again, so I've only done like maybe a third of the game or something, right? 13 hours. But you know, it's just, there's a lot of new things they tried to implement and they feel weak, but I might just be doing it wrong. And I've been playing single player all the time, so I don't know what kind of things you can get, you know, because I haven't subjected myself to like multiplayer and having some like random dude give me like an overpowered weapon and shit. It probably would have been more fun to fight things, but as it is right now, like, fighting things is fine. It's not like boring or anything, but it's, you know, it's just kind of whatever. Crafting was like great, or not great. It was serviceable, very serviceable in the first game. And you can craft weapons too. You can make your own weapons. You find blueprints, you just get the parts, and you can make your weapons, right? You can't do that anymore. At least I haven't found any blueprints or anything to make like, you know, just weapons or like custom weapons, whatever. I haven't found anything. I found blueprints for like throwables and like Molotovs and all that stuff, but like nothing for like a weapon, right? So you're always on your ass sometimes if you don't just have weapons on you, right? If you don't just buy weapons or, you know where to find some. Or if you fucking pre-ordered the game, then like every day or something you can reclaim the DLC weapons. So, you know, it's just, and also they do pretty shit damage anyway. So it's like, you know, the only thing you have now is the elemental stuff that you can put on. So, you know, you can learn to put like electricity or fire or poison or whatever. You know, same stuff from the first game. But I mean, it's just, that's it. That's all it is. You don't make like a custom weapon that you can find or something anymore. And it just takes a lot away from like the first game, where it's like, oh, you can make these like overpowered, like sick ass weapons, you know, that you had to earn and find bolters and shit to make. And now it's like, yeah, just, you know, get this weapon and put something on it, put some mods on it, and then you're good. I don't know. It's just, it doesn't ring the same to me. It's not super in depth, you know. It's not super. I know I've been saying a lot of negative stuff. I've been mixing a little positive in there. You know, I was talking about the parkour and stuff. I know I said I was gonna say other things again, like at first. I think I got most of it out there. Things I have been liking, like I said earlier too, the just the flow state of the parkour and all that is amazing. It's always been like just kind of like a zen thing. You start doing it and then you just kind of get lost and just start going places, and then by the time you know it, you've reached the end of the map and you're like, oh fuck. Speaking of, this map is huge. right? It's I believe it's also separated into two pieces like the first game, but it's like a lot bigger. And you know, I think that's pretty cool. The Ooh, side missions. Side missions are a little bit more interesting, I guess, because everything's like voiced, and you know, every side mission like actually has. Uh, I believe in the first game it was also kind of like this, but you know, every side mission actually has something going on for it, and it normally does have something to do with like the rest of the game. You know, even if slightly, it has something to do with the rest of the game. So side missions are not fun to do because you know you always get to you get to like learn a little bit more of the game, like the game world and how people are, and just you know it takes a while to do actually. Some of them are like a lot multi-parters or whatever, and you'll just get lost and you're like, oh, I thought I was doing a main mission, Jesus. You know, it's just how I guess it's a like it says a lot about them to be able to do that. And yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot of like positive things to say that I haven't already said. The game looks good on occasion. It looks honestly it looks great if you look at the like at stuff from afar, right? Like if you're a distance away from stuff, it looks amazing. Once you get close to like faces and stuff, it's kind of not as good. I do like that a lot of the buildings are enterable. Like, I mean, not every floor is accessible, but I mean, you can enter through a window and like just see a whole bunch of infected in there, you know, and go to town if you want, or not, and just like find a way out or go back the way you came in, depending on how you want to do that. If you have to progress forward, then you might have to. You know, sneak by and shit. That I guess I should talk about stealth. They try and make that a big thing here. They give you like tall grass to hide in, and you know, the crouching makes you quieter, and just, you know, they give you vantage points and stuff like that. Complicated or anything like that. It's very simple, sophisticated. That's the word. It's not super sophisticated. You know, to do the stealth, you're either you know, crawl around, you crouch walk around everywhere, or you don't. There are like, you know, items on the, you know, world, spears and stuff that you can pick up, and those can help you get stealth kills off quicker. But yeah, no, you either crouch and do a neck snap here and there, or you just run. For the most part, you can sneak around, but you know, it's like it's not, like I said, the stealth mechanics aren't super in depth. They're not sophisticated at all. They're very basic. You know, throw an item here and make the enemy go over there or whatever, and just walk around type of thing. Some other stuff that I liked would be subtle animations. Really, only one. I've only really seen one. Maybe another here or there when like you're tired and trying to. Well, mainly it's like when you're out of stamina and trying to do stuff. So if you're out of stamina and you try to dodge, you will fucking trip over your feet and scramble. I like that. It's a small detail and all, but I like that. I don't think that was in the first one. I think in the first one, if you tried to dodge when you had no stamina, you just like couldn't dodge, or you did it very sluggishly. But I like that you fall over and you don't even get any distance. You just fall over and like try and like get out of the way. I think it's really nice. And the other thing I really like about this game, right, is Hakon. Hakon is my favorite fucking guy, dude, bro, in any game ever. He is precious and should be protected at all costs. If he dies or anything, I am gonna lose my shit. Granted, if there isn't any weird bugs or something where the cutscene bugs out. But as for like people dying and then like taking all the feeling away from me, I ran into some glitches, or like performance issues, broken cutscenes. Like you kind of you name it, it happens, right? I've had clipping, I've had I'll drop off some like jump I didn't make, and then I'll be suspended in the air for a little bit. And just stuff like that happens to me all the time. It happened a lot. The second day I was really like going to town on this game. That might just be a me problem, right? Yeah, I don't know. It might just be me. I do have a habit of not turning off my PlayStation and just leaving it on rest mode, so that might have caused it to like go into this state where like there's too much going on. I can't run this well, but yeah, I was suffering some frame rate issues on like that second evening I was playing. The cutscenes broke, like I said. Like I found it really weird where like the first cutscene I saw that was broken was I go into a room and I'm like they're talking to me, right? They're talking to Aiden, but you're looking at the back of somebody's head, but it kind of looks like it's like supposed to be that way because like there's a bunch of people in the room and it just looks like you're listening in on what they're talking about, right? Like they're having a meeting, you're just kind of in the background. But like the fact that you can't see anybody's face, and then when people are talking, your character isn't forced to look at them or anything, and they're not even looking in anybody's general direction, it really kind of threw me off, and I was like, is this supposed to be like this or what? And then every cutscene like that afterwards, that shit kept happening. It's hilarious. And then when characters were fucking like dead or dying, it'd just be funny to see them on the floor like kind of lifeless and just like tell my son I'm proud of him, right? And I liked Alberto and fucking Vincenzo, right? And fucking Alberto dying was fucking stupid because he's there dying and he just stands up fucking almost T-posing, and I'm talking to just nothing. His body's supposed to be there and the camera's looking at nothing, and then your character's hands go out trying to like catch him before he falls and like let him down gently, and just putting down nothing. And then the cutscene ends and the Alberto that was just standing just fucking falls like a sack of bricks. It's awesome. It's funny. It's great. But just I think if that happened to a lot of people, right? I gotta say, if that was not just a me problem, I think I needed a little bit more time in the oven. I think this one's a little undercooked, and fuck, dude, that's a shame. Hopefully it was just a me problem. It still needed a little bit of time in the oven, I think, or just like it needs a little bit of a patch, right? Just like in terms of leveling up and all that. That needs to be fixed. As far as I'm, aware, it could be fine, and it could just be that I suck at leveling up. But my experience so far leads me to want a balance or like a patch for leveling, right? And yeah, I've been talking pretty long about this fucking game. I despite all of the problems that I do have with it, I still love this game. I still, I still want to finish it. I still want to see what they have in store, if there's going to be any DLC or whatever. And I just want to see what the hell this glider thing is about, paraglider thing is about. We need to get the grapple hook. The grapple hook would be really great, I think, if they fixed anything. If it serves the same purpose entirely, that's fine too, but maybe they changed a little bit of it. I'm surprised there are no cars also, but I don't know. I mean, the following had cars. That's the only reason I'm like kind of like, yeah, it would have been great if they had some vehicles or something. But it's not fucking the following, where you have large stretches of land where there are no buildings or anything to run on or jump on. So, that's been my long-winded, unhinged fucking just rant, I guess, about this game. Also, no, hang on, I'm not done. Again, I don't know if this is just me, how I have my setup or what, but there was a lot. The game kept flickering a lot, and I thought it was like a blink mechanic or something. But then that also doesn't make any sense, But there would be like a lot of flickering, and just like weird like video things, and I don't know if it's my HDMI or if it was part of the game, but yeah, that kind of bothers me a little bit, right? It didn't take too much away from the experience. It's just that every now and then it would happen, and I'd be like, did I just blink, or is it the screen, or what the hell's going on, and now I'm done. No, yeah. I guess one last thing though, for sure though, this last thing, I swear to God, make the nighttime scarier. If nighttime in the first game was scary as shit, you couldn't see anything. Even with your flashlight on, you couldn't see shit like past 5 feet in front of you. You were scared as fuck to like run into shit. It was great. Here, you can, even if you don't have your flashlight on, you can still see at night, and that's lame. All right, I don't know. Next time, bring back the darkness. Make it scary again. Make the night scary again. 2023. I don't know. That's it. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.